can see that if this person was real, you see that if I move around the room, look at that, guys. We've got a full video calling app right now, and this is all working. And by the way, guys, this works with any number of phones, right? So you could have up to 100 participants, I believe, even more than 100. I think it was like 100,000 or something crazy, right? If I go ahead and create another phone, I'm going to do it right now in front of you guys. So I'm going to spin up another phone, and we're going to see for ourselves how that looks, right? We're going to literally get all three phones. Oh my God, my voice, what happened there? All three phones. Wow. All three phones live on stream right now. You can go and spin up another simulator. This user is moving around. You guys can see for yourself all of the layout. Everything is working now. If that ain't cool, I don't know what is, right? Look at this, guys. Someone goes, your machine is a beast. Yeah, you can spin up loads of stuff on the M3 Max. So go ahead and smash the like button right now and top it off. I'm going to show you that this is a full app. So firstly, we've got a little bit of cool stuff here. We can go ahead and see all my calls. Well, they're just going to let that call run on the side to just show you how how smooth that thing is. And then if we go ahead and exit, we've got nice little pop-ups. So we're going to go ahead and sign out right now. And boom, we even have a beautiful login page and auth flow. So this is all backed by the guys over at Clerk. We've got a full login with email and password, or we can sign in with Google. So first up, I'm going to show you sign with Google. I'm going to go ahead and log in right now. Let's go ahead and do papareact.team. Let's log in right now, and you guys will see that this works perfectly. Boom, we are in. You can see one call is live right now. That's amazing, right? Now I'm going to go ahead and even show you. I took it a step pretty damn sick, right? So I'm going to go ahead, and Jay saying high-pitched voice. I know, dude. I'm going to go ahead and check my emails right now. I'm going to hide it just so I don't show anything on the screen. But let's go ahead and see, and I will show you guys how awesome this really is. So can I get that full screen? All right, but basically I'm going to show you that the verification code has in fact came in. So I took a screenshot of it to pull it into the screen, and just like that, guys, look at this. We have our verification code. This is on my emails. Obviously I'm not showing it for obvious reasons, but you guys can see here we've got 677471, and let's go ahead and pop that in. And now I'm going to go ahead and close that. Siren.
Go into the store.
Yes, this is what I'm talking about. If you've been here before, you guys know.
Please wait 12 minutes.
We've got Frank as well. Zoltan, this is absolutely awesome. Get ready. Danielle, what's up, guys? And this is absolutely awesome. So somebody goes, you're owing us in the Expo tutorial like the other one you did. This is going to be using Expo. Absolutely, yeah. It's going to be an awesome build. And again, all of the code for today is going to be available in the Papa GitHub repo. Or you can simply build along with me and get it for absolutely free. So let's go ahead and dive straight in. I'm going to end this call right now to sort of prevent my computer from, I guess, blowing up at some point. It's fine, but I don't want to risk it. You can go ahead and build whatever you want, and they give you all of the code snippets to go ahead and do so. So it's low-level clients, backend SDKs, everything is out of the box ready to go, and I'm going to teach you how to do all of it today. And yes, if you're wondering, we don't have any backend service like Firebase or anything like that. We're using purely, literally Stream, so get Stream, and Clerk. So these are the two things that we're going to need today, and both are absolutely free. So you guys can go ahead and build out the entire app. Mr. Frank goes, loving the excellent Zoom Expo build. Hashtag PubFam. Hey, that's what I'm talking about, dude. Appreciate you. Awesome, dude. Now we've got GetStream to handle the video feeds. This is going to be absolutely amazing. And the best part about it is your boy hooked you up. So if you go through the link in the description, you can get started today with $100 worth of free credits. And also remember, there is a very generous free tier with this. So you guys can literally go ahead and build it for absolutely free and host it inside of your portfolios and deploy it. So yeah, you're in good hands when you use Stream, and I'm going to teach you how to do it today. We also have Clerk. Clerk is honestly, they're my favorite. If you can't tell already, they're absolutely my favorite, and I'm so blessed that we get to work with these guys because one, the team is damn awesome, and two, the tech is just, the dev experience is just, yes. It is sick. Oh my God, it just works in every way we want it. And I'm bringing you guys the next level sort of features of Clerk now. So it's going to be a lot more of the advanced features. So you guys know how to do the simple auth. I'm going to show you things like 2FA. I'm going to show you things like advanced security. So stay tuned on this channel. Make sure you're subscribed already if you haven't, to make sure you do not miss out on any of this, right? So that means email and SMS one-time passcode. That means magic links. That means the advanced stuff, the bot detection. That means the session management. We're even be doing a bit of multi-tenant sort of work down the line, right? So a lot of stuff to come. So make sure you subscribe. and I'll bring it to you for absolutely free. And again, if when you get started with it today, please feel free to go ahead and use the link in the description, because it supports us on the channel and it tells Clerk that you guys are watching from these videos, which allows me to keep bringing the videos for absolutely free. Okay, so guys, let's jump into it. Let's break down the build. And at any point, if you find it tricky, just simply head over to papareact.com/course. Join us over at 0 to Full Stack Hero for more in-depth tutorials and weekly coaching calls where I run through all this kind of stuff. Builds really simple on Expo, right? And this means that we can use native dependencies without ejecting, right? So this is absolutely going to be really powerful stuff to learn in today's video. We also have amazing bits of tech. Like I said, we've got Clerk authentication to add in Google authentication. We're also going to be adding in username and password. So username and password. And we've also got 2FA. Right, so we've got 2FA in the mix as well. Right, and also guys, in case any of you are wondering, yes, I do have a Japan vlog in the works. I literally recorded the whole trip with my mom. You guys have got a very cool vlog coming out. So I got you covered. We've got React Native, a bunch of different styling. Of course, you know, I'm doing things properly. We're doing it with TypeScript. So we have lots and lots to learn from today. And with that, I'm going to go ahead and jump into it. I want to keep it relatively surface level of what we're going to do because I want to dive in. And what I've done today is given you guys a bit more of a helpful breakdown, which I feel, because I'm going to have to cut these simulators so I can actually work on the new project. So what I decided to do was I'm going to work in a way as if we were at a software agency, okay? So let's say we're at a software agency, we've got our designs. So in this case, we've got our screens. In this case, this is what the client wants. They want this built, and we need to go ahead and satisfy the client and basically build everything. So these are all the screens that we've been given. We've been agreed on an amount, and we're basically going to dev this for our client. So from this point, from screenshots, I will take you through. Pre-workout's kicking. Wow, I got the itchy feeling, right? So in this case, we've got the terminal here. So I'm going to do npx create expo app, okay? So, and let me know if the audio is good as well for the music in the background, all that kind of stuff, right? Giancarlo, what is up? Because yo, Sunny J, how's it going? React Native is back. Damn. Labello goes, I started learning React Native 2 months ago, first time on live from Next.js. Amazing stuff. And remember, guys, if you're using Next.js, you're in for a treat because Expo Router has now taken a level up. And we can do some really cool things, which are so damn close to Next.js. So all of the file-based routing that we're used to inside of Next.js, guess what? They brought that to Expo. So we've got Expo Router, all of the good stuff is working there. So let's go ahead and pull up Warp first.
I understand it now.
So here we have Warp as our terminal. Honestly, you can just use a normal terminal. It does not matter. You don't need to use Warp. Just open up a normal terminal, whatever the case. I'm just going to do this because it's easier. And then we're going to go ahead and do the following. So I'm going to go into my documents and build folder. You don't have to. I like to keep things neat. We're going to paste that. So npx create expo app. Okay. And then I'm going to go ahead and call it something. So I'm going to say YouTube. Let's call it doing. Is this the same as Next.js? Well, no. Remember, React Native is essentially we write one code base and it compiles down into different code bases. One for iOS, one for Android, and one for even the web. But we're going to ignore that one for now because I prefer to do Next.js out of the box. But right now we're going to focus on the two code bases that it creates, the iOS and the Android. So we code one code base with React Native, and Expo is the framework that we're using. And then it's going to compile down chaos, right? So keep things very neat. It's going to help you out in the long run. All right, boom, we passed over 100 likes. That's what I'm talking about, guys. Keep destroying that like button. I'll keep bringing the content, right? So we go into the app folder, and as you can see, here's our layout. Now, you can see the top level layout, the tabs. It's already given us a tab layout, but I just want to start the app, okay? So what I'm going to have to do is cut my previous app, so that's on a separate screen, and I'm going to go ahead and open my terminal. Command J, click on output, and we're going to close these two. And here, I'm going to go ahead and do npm run start, and this will start the compiler, okay? So once this is done, let's go ahead and it will start something called the Metro Bundler, and this is the really important part. Well, firstly, we're using Expo Go. Now, this is good for the beginning. But eventually, we're going to have to do something called create a development build. And that will allow us to use native dependencies. But this is fine for the beginning. Right, then we've got open download Android Studio. So you want to download Android Studio. And then when you open Android Studio, what I'm going to need you to do is I need you to go ahead and grab the More Actions button, click it, and then click on Virtual Device Manager. click that, right? Once you're inside of here, you will see 0 phones in the beginning. You're gonna click on plus, right? Now here is where you can select a demo phone, for example, Pixel 8 Pro. Click on next. You can download an API, so I'm using API 35. Click on next. And then we can set up our emulator. Now, what is this doing? It's essentially giving us digital devices to test against. So if you're on a Mac, you can use both. If you're in a Windows, you can feel free to test this with Android phones, okay? And of course, the really nice thing as well is that if you have an iPhone, 2 screens, stat, tabs, and not found. Now, not found is going to be if we navigated to some not found screen, right? But in this case, if we go a level deeper, for example, inside of tabs, and we go into the layout here, what we will see is a tab layout, and that is what is responsible for these 2 tabs here. So you can see we've got 2 screens inside. We've got the tab for the index screen, and which will correlate to the index route, and then we have the tab explore screen, which will correlate to the explore route. So there's lots of little things that I would recommend it down, make it super simple, okay? So first step, what I want you to do is we're actually going to simplify the hell out of this. We're going to make sure it's so simple so we can go ahead and start from scratch. Well, first up, go to the top level layout. Right, this HTML, in case you're wondering, is for if you render it on the web. I'm not concerned with the web version right now. We're going to basically be, assuming that you build a separate Next.js app for that. But in this case, we're going to carry on with the top level layout. Okay, so over here we've got theme provider, stack, and stack screen now. In this case, the theme provider is all about the providing like if your phone is in dark mode and all that stuff. Right now, I'm not going to use it. Okay, I'm going to keep things really, really simple. And instead of all of this, I'm going to simply render something called a slot, right? Now, again, I'm not going to get so far into it, but all we have to understand is that a slot simply resembles a page. A stack in React Native resembles that behavior where pages are stacked on each other. Now, what does this mean? It means if I'm on one page of an app and I click through to the next page, notice how in a typical behavior would be that if I swipe back, I can go back to the previous page, or I can press the top header button to go back to the previous page. That is what we call a stack. When we use something called a slot, we do not have that swipeable back behavior. But in this case, it's okay. We're going to simply stick to that. We're going to get rid of, like to do is split terminal. So I have the one terminal and the other terminal. However, on YouTube, for the benefit that you can just read everything, I'm going to simply open up a second terminal. So just be aware that I have 2 terminals, with the first one running the app, okay? So I'm going to install the dependencies, and then once that is done, I'm going to also install this one. And this one is responsible for adding the Clerk Expo SDK. Okay, yeah, now we're in. So once you've logged into your account, I want you to go to your accounts. I want you to create an application. Okay. Now we're going to call this application video calling app. Okay. And here you can see email, Google, and you've got a bunch of other providers. Now I'm not going to use any other provider. I'm going to keep it very simple today. Just use Google. Okay. So with Google, I'm just going to simply click on create application. So we've got email and Google, and then here you can see if we go to the top, we have Expo, and this is really nice. You see the documentation that we were following previously. You also have instance of looking at it here. So we just did this Clerk Expo step right now. Let's carry on with the next step. So here they will even pre-fill your environment. You simply copy it from the top. So you can see right here, if we go back over to our layout, I'm going to simply paste in the following. So we basically get our public key over here, and then we say if there is no publishable key, throw an error saying you're missing a key that we actually need. Okay, so once we've done that, we need to simply load our Clerk provider and our Clerk loaded states. So I'm going to import that as such at the top of the file. So it's going to pull that in, and then we're going to simply wrap our slot around Clerk provider and Clerk loaded. So let's do that right now. So I'm going to simply put this in parentheses, pull this down, get rid of that, pull this over, and we're going to wrap it inside the Clerk provider. Now, this will work. However, in a lot of cases, we want to ensure that Clerk's loaded before we do anything. So we surround our app with the Clerk loaded provider, and this will basically act as if it will act as a blocking mechanism to make sure that the user is loaded, for example. It won't render any child content unless the Clerk API is loaded, which prevents a lot of unexpected behavior, right? It prevents that little flicker behavior that we might see sometimes. Now, once we've done that, we need to basically, once we've got this down, I want you to go ahead and we're going to create the token cache. So You don't need to worry too much about this for now. We're going to go ahead and expand the code, and I want to copy this portion right here. Again, all of this is in the documentation. You have access to everything that you can see. We even have Abo in the house. What's good, dude?
No flash left.
I'm going to do this actually above the publishable key. So in this gap here, I'm going to paste the token cache, and you can see we need to import secure store. Now, this one, to import it, we simply do the following. We say import all as secure store from expose secure store, and we hit save, right? And that will give us our token cache. Now, to connect it to our app, very simply, we go to our clock provider, we type in token cache, and we simply pass it through like such. Okay, so we have the publishable key and the token cache. Today, everything is like a web page. Our first page that we ever open on the app is the index page. It's our // blank, right? That's like a web page. Same thing in React Native with Expo Router, okay? Then if we go to like the contact me page, it'll be / contact me. Now, if we use this notion of parentheses folders, right? So in this case, if I was to create something like this, app /home /index, this is an invisible folder. So this root would actually correlate to /. If it was /home /contact me, this root would correlate to / contact me, not /home /contact me. These are basically, so we're going to go ahead and add a index.tsx. This is so easy to follow along, guys. All the code is there for you. You simply paste it in, and as you can see now, it's complaining. And this is the cool thing about when we're using Expo Router. It says that this doesn't exist, right? This root does not exist. If I actually click into this and do /, you see how it's got a sitemap? So it actually tells me all the roots I have, but it says the one that you were trying to do doesn't exist. And the really cool thing about this in the example as well, one, we have the use user hook from Clerk, which allows us access to the user. We also have these signed in wrappers and signed out wrappers. Now this means that the children here will only show on the screen if we're signed out for this part, and then if we're signed in, it'll say hello with the user's name. Okay, so lots of cool stuff. Marius goes to types. In this case, I'm going to go ahead and close both maps, and I'm going to open it again with the I command, and then we are back to this example. This one is rendering where? Let's have a look. So we've got the layout, we've got our clerk slot, we've got the index.tsx, and for now I'm simply just going to go ahead and put this. So we've got some example of where to show this. Now this is still loading the previous demo. I believe what we can do here is we can actually cut our server by going to npm run start once again, and we